Hello, and welcome to yet another episode of Nerds with Badges. Today is June the 25th. It is, gosh, I'm out of focus. Today's June the 25th is 9:26. I'm at work. Well, I start my shift in like half an hour or so. Thought I would have a Nintendo Switch 2 by now, but I do not. Has proven to be almost insurmountable obstacle because these people will go in the store, they'll have their friends go in, they have their relatives go in, and they'll buy a whole bunch individually. Even if they just buy a couple, and then they have the bots. People are stealing these things. A truck got last week, I think it was, a truck got stolen. Well, they stole 2,810 Switch 2s. So then you have people, this is why people that want to just play the freaking games can't even get a damn system, because these people, they just, they get them, they have bots that will go online and buy all the inventory. Same thing happened when the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series launched. Well, the Series S and the Series X and the PlayStation 5, you couldn't get one for like 2.5 years anywhere. And the Series S, which was Microsoft's lower, more budget conscious system that doesn't output games in 4K, that was actually easy to get because I got one pretty easily. But I ended up having to buy a PlayStation 5 used because I couldn't get a new one anywhere. But yeah, man, it's there are people on Facebook Marketplace that are selling these things. They're selling the base $450 Switch 2 that doesn't come with a game. They're selling that for like $600, $700. The Mario Kart bundle, which saves you $30 off the game, which is it's like $80, but the bundle is $500. I've seen that going on Walmart and eBay, for like $1,000, and Amazon doesn't have any. I haven't been able to find any Best Buys, and when I do find one somewhere that has some, they're gone. I called GameStop last week, and they told me I had just missed. They just sold. They only had 5 in, and they were gone because people will actually wait outside for the damn stores to open. So one of my coworkers, he got. You can put your name on the damn waiting list. I thought that Nintendo would have contacted me, but no. So my coworker, he got his name put on the waiting list. Basically you put your name on the waiting list, and then they'll contact you and invite you to buy one. You have 78 hours to buy one. 78 hours, I think. But he said he was gonna try to decide. He was on the fence. So I'm just thinking maybe if I can convince him to let me give him the money, and then if he doesn't want to get one, because I already set money aside. I'm just waiting. So I think at this point I'm just gonna I will check my emails. I'm not gonna put any more energy into it because it's just crazy. But they managed to sell a lot. I mean, they broke records. They sold like 3.5 million in like the first 4 days, which was amazing. And but my original Switch still works fine. And I realized something over the last week or so, looking back at my backlog of games. I mean, not just the Switch, which I've had for like 8 years. I have a lot of games, man, that I have to finish. And a lot of games I really, I was like, why did I stop playing this game? So yeah, you can get sucked into this thing where you're just buying games, and then your backlog can just pile up, and before you know it, you've got literally hundreds of games that you haven't finished yet. So I think I'm just gonna chill, maybe around my birthday in August. If I haven't gotten an invite from Nintendo by then, it's just probably it's not gonna happen. Even though they did say when I filled out the paper, when I filled out the form, that I might not get an invite right away. It might just come after launch. So we'll see. So I'm not saying I don't care. I do care, but I'm just not gonna. I'm just not gonna. I'm not gonna hold my breath. It's just ridiculous, man, that you can't get a freaking system because of nutcases. It just sucks. So my Nintendo adventures put on hold, I guess. Another thing I want to talk about. It's hot. It's a raspberry raspberry muffin. I just put in the microwave. Ironheart came on. I think it was Wednesday morning. Oh, the day's Wednesday. It was yesterday, Tuesday. And I watched the first episode yesterday, and I watched episode 2 and 3 today. And it's not perfect, but I did enjoy it. Now, I know this is controversial, but I gotta say it. There's a lot of hate for this show from people that haven't even seen the show. There was a girl on Facebook. She was like, "Oh, it's the same sucky director that directed She-Hulk." I'm like, no. Do you really believe that? I don't know, man. It's just incredible. The hate is just insane. And it's not my imagination. Whenever something comes out, this is from my observation, if it features a person of color, and I know people will post these things because this is rage bait. They know people will just, there are people that literally make money off of generating controversy, posting stuff that that riles people up. But man, there is, and it really is sad because I noticed that a lot of people that were posting negative stuff, they weren't African American. That's all I'm gonna say. I mean, there might have been like a couple of African Americans, a couple of black people, but it was 98.9%. I don't know what's up with that. I mean, it's the year 2025. And racism is alive and well, man. I mean, I'm 56 years old. I've seen bad movies and bad TV shows in my time. Yeah, she's a little full of herself, the character. She's a little annoying. But, I don't expect characters to be perfect. And I don't know, I'm just not bothered by a lot. I think it feels to me like people would just pick something apart and they would just find fault in it, and they just go in with a bias. And it's just crazy. Review bombing something, getting your friends together to go online and review bomb something so it'll get bad reviews. I mean, what's up with that? You really got a lot of time on your hands, man. That's a lot of energy. I mean, go spend some time with your family, go outside, touch grass, take a trip somewhere, play a game, watch a movie, listen to some music, start a company. I mean, it's just so many things. I just can't imagine, man. I mean, putting all this energy, and it's just like sharks that smell the blood in the water. Everybody just jumps on board. You see all this hate, and I mean, it's just crazy. No, it's not a perfect show. I watched it. Like I said, I watched the 3 episodes. There's gonna be 6 episodes. I watched it. This is a spoiler review. So if you haven't seen it, you might want to tune out right now. Or just hold your ears and go la 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 la, whatever. But Riri Williams, she's broke. She gets kicked out of she gets kicked out of college. They find out that she's helping people with their grades and stuff. Basically giving people answers to helping them get ahead. And she's caused some incidents, explosions, damage, and she gets expelled. She steals her armor, but then they shut it down. Classic. So she's broke. She's having trouble at home. She's a little traumatized because her best friend gets shot. So she joins up with the group of people. I kind of I liken them to modern day Robin Hood because they seem to go after like mega rich organizations and just take money from them. But their leader is he's a real piece of work. He's got his magic cloak. This is a character from the comic books. I don't know if it's the Vanisher or whatever. I think this is a Spider-Man character from what I can recall. I don't really know much about that character, but I do know that he does have a magic cape in the comics. And this actor, I cannot remember what his name is, but he's been doing really well for himself recently. He was in the movie The Heights, and he's got a unique look. He's like a freckled Hispanic. I think he's Hispanic. Yeah, his last name is Ramos, I think. But he's got he's got a real unique look. He was in the Godzilla King of the Monsters. He was a military person. He was in the movie The Heights. So you can sing, dance, and act. So it's a triple threat. And I've seen him in other stuff too, but so he's the main bad guy. So Riri, she falls in with his gang after she passes their initiation. Maybe you've seen the trailer where she's trapped in the elevator. She's got to figure out how to get out before, she gets poisoned by the gas. So I can get behind the idea of a girl from the hood being a genius. I mean, it's possible. They are, but some people cannot, and they just don't want to accept that. They just can't. They don't even want it. But yeah, genius can come from anywhere, man. I mean, it could come from any background. Some people are just really good with electronics. They just have a weird gift that way. Almost like the power, they call it, it's a power that people have. It's like telekinesis, aquakinesis, pyrokinesis, and then there's one for, I think, technopathy, techno something. Anyway, it's a power where people just have this thing with electronic stuff. So anyway, Riri, she goes on these. She's gradually getting money from performing these heists with these people, and she's improving her suit, building it back. She creates an AI, and the AI seems like it's alive because the AI has taken on the persona of her best friend who was killed, and I guess she was killed in a drive-by or something in Chicago. Is where the show takes place at, which is cool. I like when they do different. Because usually it's New York or Los Angeles. It's nice to see somewhere different. Not California, not New York. I love these places. I grew up in New York and I live in California for 30 years, but it's nice to see some other regions getting some love. So Riri, and she goes on a heist. This happens in the third episode. Is a major job and things go wrong, and she made some dumb mistakes. I mean, I know they have to have things for the story to progress, and the characters do dumb things in horror movies, and it's just it just happens. People fall, they go back in the house for the keys to the car or something dumb happens. The people go in the cave, they open the chain door and the vampire escapes. It's always some people doing something dumb and they have to do that progressive story. But I got so mad at Riri. I mean, she loses the piece. I think she lost a piece of the cape that she took from the cloak because she's trying to figure out how it works. And then she's getting help from this other guy, this white guy who's a genius too. Now he has ties to a Iron Man villain, Obadiah Stane, who's a rival. So she gonna implicate him because she left behind some of his tech when she had to basically hastily escape from the heist when things went wrong and somebody ended up getting killed. And this was I don't know if this is supposed to be the brother of the villain or his best friend. I don't know, but he ends up finding out. And this happens towards the end of the episode. So so this is really messed up. that Riri just kind of like left the guy in there to suffocate. She could have broke the glass or something, but considering he was trying to kill her, so it's like a lot happens in the 3 episodes, and I guess one of the advantages is to doing a TV show is that you have a bunch of episodes and you can really flesh out stuff. Whereas if you have like just an hour and a half, you gotta like, you kind of sometimes you lose stuff in translation. I I enjoyed her. I thought she was cool in Wakanda Forever. I think she was a cool character, and I'm interested to see where they're gonna go with this with the storyline. I mean, it's there's so many characters that Marvel and DC have, man. And I think a lot of times it's just about a select few. It's nice to see them focus on other characters and to mention other things, events, so you have like a connected universe, because it makes sense. If you read Marvel comics, a lot of shit takes place in New York, and so meeting up with other characters and crossovers are just very common. They just happen, and it just makes sense. And I would love to see more of this because there's so many characters they can tell stories about, and it just builds a bigger world. So I would say I like the first 3 episodes of the show. I like it. I think it's not perfect, but I like it. It's exciting. I'm 56 years old. I grew up with when I was a kid and we had superhero stuff. You could see the wires. It was my boss is bothering me right now. I don't know what's going on. But when you could see Mothra fighting Godzilla, you see wires on Mothra. The $6 Million Man is jumping. You can see the wires. You have CGI now. You've got like the best technology, and it's just so cool seeing all these superheroes come to life. And I guess I'm just not jaded and cynical like a lot of people are, man. I mean, I don't just see something and just take it apart. I don't have biases. I mean, I'm not prejudiced. I'm not racist. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think people are so damn critical. And it sometimes I think it bullies the studios when they cave to pressure from so-called fanboys. I've been reading comic books since I was probably 10 years old, and I've been playing video games probably since I was about 14, maybe 14 years old, maybe younger than that, maybe 13 or 12, maybe even, because I remember going to arcades. But all this shit is amazing to me, and I just look at it. I'm more enthused by it, more amazed by it, and I haven't lost my sense of wonder. And I feel like that a lot of people just don't have that, and they just don't have that. They can't really enjoy nothing. Every fucking movie or TV show that you see doesn't have to be Oscar, winning, Emmy winning performance, perfection, and and I think that people go too far. I mean, when you bully the studios and you constantly bully the studios. And I think sometimes studios are like, the hell with this. I'm just gonna do this then. If they're just gonna they're never satisfied. And it does sometimes feel like fanboys. I feel like I share hobbies sometimes with like some of the most toxic people, and it's one of the reasons why when I play video games, I never use voice chat, because I've seen this shit that's out there. It's just terrible how people are, because they can be anonymous with their BS. But I think it's sad that people will get together in groups and just try to destroy something, and instead of just enjoying it for what it is, man. I don't know. I think it's a problem, and sometimes I think this caused some shows and movies to just die unnecessarily. But this is just my opinion. But I enjoyed the show, so if you like superheroes, I would definitely recommend giving Riri Williams, check it out. Death Stranding came out. I guess it's coming out officially tomorrow. I guess this early access. I was tempted to buy it, but I have not. It looks amazing. Don't get me wrong, but I haven't finished Death Stranding 1. And I really got that because I saw Lindsay Wagner was involved in it. I grew up watching The $6 Million Man, The Bionic Woman. So, awesome shows, by the way. If you have not checked out those shows, you should check them out. They're on Peacock. They have a lot of those old. You can see the types of superhero shows I grew up watching when I was a youngin'. I'm thinking about buying it. I don't know, since I can't find the Switch 2, and it looks really, really good. They said it's more action. It was a lot. It was like a walking simulator. The first game. I mean, It was a lot of walking around, delivering packages. I got like 15 minutes before my. But anyway, I'm gonna wrap things up. Finish my coffee and this muffin. I don't really think I'm gonna have time to play any video games until like later tonight. Usually I play a game when I come in here, but I don't really have time to play anything tonight. I gotta take out this. I'm using my Asus Chromebook Plus. I have to take my laptop out, my other laptop, my Gigabyte laptop, and hook it up. And by the time I do that, it's just gonna be time for me to go to work. This is my Friday. I just have to survive tonight. Hopefully nothing crazy happens. Lord, please let it just be a quiet, peaceful night. Tomorrow is gonna probably just go by really fast. Got a doctor's appointment in the morning, and try to do my laundry. Try to work on some creative stuff. We're working on a script, a new script. I've been getting some ideas. My cartoon is coming along. I was on the phone with my animator last night, so the cartoon is coming along. Sasquatch and the Mythology Sisterhood. Sasquatch and Sasquatch and the Mythology Sisterhood. So that will definitely be done this year, but I'm doing a lot of stuff, man. I mean, I've got to I got to sit down and basically have a schedule, because it can be overwhelming when you're trying to do a lot of things all at one time. But I'm looking forward to getting back into filming this year. So I'm just trying to save my money and build my crew, so I can get back into doing my stuff. It's amazing. I got 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, so I'm really happy about that. So I can, I guess I have an audience now. I mean, I know that I always knew people watch my stuff, but I guess I didn't realize. I know I had like 900 and something subscribers, but it's nice to know that people are actually checking out my stuff. So there will be some really cool stuff coming from me creatively later this year. I think it's gonna surprise some people, but I'll talk more about that later. Like I said, I'm gonna try to finish up this coffee, and then I gotta go and change to my uniform. Well, I already have my uniform on, but I usually wear my jacket. I have a security jacket I usually wear over this, because it gets it's a little cool at night. I mean, it's just really, I don't know, I guess it feels almost like wearing armor sometimes. I don't know, I guess this is kind of a weird thing to say. So I just have to go and get my walkie-talkie and basically my work orders for the night, and then I'm out of here at 6 o'clock in the morning. And then, like I said, I got my doctor's appointment at like 9, and try to run some errands. It really feels like we need to. I think we should have at least 3-day weekends. They didn't make that regular, because 2 days, it just feels like it goes by so fast. You don't get anything done. But anyway, that's enough for tonight's episode of Nerds with Badges for June the 25th, and I've got 12 minutes before I gotta go and start doing the work thing. Until the next time, take care. Thank you for watching, and be sure to leave a like. Feedback is good. Subscribe, please. Tell all your friends and their cousins. And until next time, I'm out of here. Take care.